Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. I hope you are doing well. Let's talk about Spotify and this naughty, bad, no thing that they're gonna be doing. Shout out to Pitchfork and specifically Noah for getting this piece up. I see you, dude. I hope they're doing well. Pitchfork and Noah. I hope they're both having a nice day. But who I hope is not having a nice day is Spotify, because what they are getting ready to embark on calls back to the days of old where corruption in the world of commercial music radio was rife, where you essentially had pay-to-play going on, where artists or labels could approach stations and literally give them money to play a song a certain amount of times or at a certain time. Whatever agreement was drummed up, that was eventually made illegal on our public airwaves. But now that is manifesting anew on the internet, which I have felt for some time was going to be the case, given just how much of a, I guess you could say, a monopoly that streaming services, the few that we have right now, have over the current music listening market. There was eventually going to be a point in time where these platforms began really exerting their influence, exerting their power, exerting just how much of a stake they have in all of this by becoming essentially new gatekeepers of the information era in the music realm. Now, what Spotify is planning on rolling out here, as described in the article with this new discovery feature, it's not quite so blatant as, hey, give us a certain amount of money and we will play this song or this artist a certain amount of times. I would argue that that line is already being blurred by virtue of the fact that Spotify is incentivized to blast the most popular and relevant releases into your face as often as possible. If, for example, let's say a Drake releases a new album and they're throwing him in every single playlist and putting him in every single nook and cranny of the site, because the more Drake is in front of your face and the more that you're getting exposed to this album that everyone is talking about and is that current cultural touchstone, the more money they're going to make off of that project, the more money they're going to make in general. So again, because of that, this line is already being blurred, and I think it's now being blurred further by this agreement that is in beta at the moment, where essentially Spotify is asking artists to give up a portion of the already very small and meager revenue they make off the platform already. Fractions of a cent these artists make per play, fractions of a cent. So give up even more of that fraction of a cent per play in order for, in their algorithmically generated playlists, maybe have this song or this artist pop up a little more often, a few more times. It's pay for play, but with gray area, on account of the fact that the original law was written during a time when the radio was the predominant mode of consumption for people's musical diet. So yeah, Payola this basically is. And I wonder if this could progress to a point where it creates a trend where nearly all artists are trying to buy into this discovery mode thing in order to get a little more exposure, and then the function of it essentially renders itself useless, or being on Spotify is totally pointless in and of itself unless you're buying into this feature. Because even though Spotify does have millions and millions of users and subscribers combined, like, what if you have, let's say, tens of thousands, maybe 100,000? I don't know. I mean, think of any big number of artists on the platform saying, yeah, sure, I'll give up a fraction of my money in order to get more access and more, I guess, exposure on the platform. When you have that many people buying into the agreement, how effective is it really? And if Spotify is doing its best to make good on its promise to the people who have decided to give up a fraction of this ad revenue, what does that mean for everybody and anybody who has not agreed to do this? Not great, in my opinion. Not great. So those are my thoughts on this. Over here next to my head is another video that you can check out. Hit that up, or the link to subscribe to the channel. Link to the article over here that you can check out yourself is down below too. Anthony Fantano, forever.